want you to hear a story about immigration, illegal immigration. New York is now issuing ID cards to illegals to enable them to open bank accounts, go to the library, use medical clinics. This is called an official municipal identification card. New York City Council approved it. It's a measure that was backed by radical liberal progressive Mayor Bill de Blasio. It passed by a 43-3 vote on the New York City Council, overwhelmingly. And there were 2 abstentions. So only one person. I'd like to find the one person on the New York City Council who had the guts to vote against this madness. And it is madness. It's an official ID. Yeah, whoever that one city council member is who voted no, that ought to be the mayor of New York. He ought to be the mayor or she. The photo IDs will display the holder's name, birth date, address, and at the cardholder's option, a self-designated gender. By the way, I want to be a kumquat. That's what I'd like. That's my self-identified gender. Council Speaker Melissa Mark Vivatero said before the vote, it sends a simple and clear message that we are a city that believes in including everyone. We don't accept that some people can be left out because of their immigration status, how they identify their gender, or whether they may be homeless. Isn't that sweet? But hey, Melissa Mark Vivatero, or Viverito, I guess. It's Mark Viverito. I keep saying Vivatero. Who cares? 90% of illegal immigrants flooding over the Mexican-U.S. border don't show up for their immigration court hearing. House Judiciary Chairman Bob Goodlatte, who this week held a hearing to raise national security concerns about the new wave of illegals. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of kids, of young people streaming into the United States right now. And a report has been released that 90% of illegals, most of them, many of them these kids, will skip any immigration court appearances, which of course means that these thousands and thousands of illegals are simply vanishing. In many cases, these kids are being placed with relatives, including parents who are here illegally, and then they ignore any and all court orders to appear for their immigration hearings. Goodlatte said once they're picked up by immigration officials, they're given a court date, expected to return a year or more later. About 90% of them do not return for their hearings, and as a result, we have a problem. Goodlatte estimated that 150,000 children, youths, young people, will illegally cross into our border this year alone. That's 10 times last year's number. Now, this is so out of control. And what do cities like New York do? Well, let's give ID cards to voters. Let's let them drive. Let's let them, vote. Let's let them do whatever they want to do. Let's give them legitimacy by giving them something called a Municipal Identification Card. Now, I'm sure that they can be trusted to put all their right information on there, their address, their accurate date of birth. They wouldn't fudge on those ID cards.